You are never alone. You are never alone. Just reach into your heart and Allah is always there. You are never alone. You are never alone. Through sorrow and through grief, through happiness and peace, you are never.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new episode of Family Issues. Dear brothers and sisters, we are continuing upon your request to talk about how to get ready for the upcoming holy month of Ramadan. What does Ramadan represent for us, what it should represent for us, and how can we get ready for the holy month? What plans should we have in place? What do we say to the people who simply don't give Ramadan enough care? And what about the role parents can do to get their kids ready for this great month? What is our duty towards our friends and neighbors in this month? Simply how to get ready during Sha'ban for the holy month of Ramadan. This is the second in our series here in the program upon your request, dear brothers and sisters, as you have been choosing for us the topics in the past episodes here. We do thank you for that. And we also do thank you for your emails and your Facebook messages. And we want to tell you that we can also receive your comments and suggestions and questions live here in the program via our phone numbers that will be appearing on the screen, and also via our email addresses or our Facebook accounts. In this episode, we are glad to welcome Brother Mustafa Moore. He's a Muslim American who converted to Islam back in 2004. He comes from North Carolina in the States, and he now lives and works in Egypt. Thank you very much, Brother Mustafa, for being with us. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Brother Mustafa, what does Ramadan represent for you? And tell us about your first Ramadan as a Muslim, as a practicing Muslim.
Okay, Ramadan to me is, okay, you know, like for an example, Allah Azza wa Jal, He gave Adam alayhi salam another chance. And, you know, the same way that he taught Adam the names of everything, every known thing in the dunya. He also sent Adam words. Okay. So like when Adam, you know, Allah is at-Tawwab ar-Rahim. All right. So when Adam made a mistake and he felt regret, he turned to his Lord, and his Lord sent them words. And alhamdulillah, our Lord sent us words through the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And so he's given us a chance. He's given us another chance at Jannah, like he gave Adam alayhi salam. So this is the month in which he did that. And you know, as much love as we have for our Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, we should have equal love for this month, because this is the time that Allah Azza wa Jal sent him this revelation. Yes, the Quran. Alhamdulillah. What can Muslims do without the Quran, you know?
Indeed. Shahr Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. And this is the first thing that comes to mind about this month, and it is from where the month got its holiness, and
yes.
its a high stance. Now, your first Ramadan as a practicing Muslim, do you remember it, and how did it, you know, push you towards becoming even to practice even more?
Okay, well, I remember my first Ramadan. It was kind of funny. I was a little afraid from Ramadan. I knew how to saw him, but not exactly. But I saw him before I was a Muslim, but I didn't saw him correctly, of course, you know, because, you know, there was no roadmap, you know, to tell you, you know, I just didn't need, or, you know, and we would saw him for a day or from the day and the night, because we didn't know. But I was a little afraid. So what I did for myself, I don't know the month exactly, but there like a while, maybe 2 or 3 months before Ramadan, I saw him that month.
You were fasting.
Yeah,
Yes.
I fasted the whole month. And to give you an example of how much I didn't know, a friend of mine, he was telling me that we should break our sawm with tamr, with dates, he was telling. I'm thinking like, I thought he meant that like while we're sawing, if we wanted to eat something, we could have dates at
any given time.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, this is from our brother.
Subhanallah.
But I didn't know, so
exactly.
I do pray that Allah accepted my sawm. I didn't know, but alhamdulillah, I found out before Ramadan, so that that wasn't the case, but
So you fasted the first Ramadan after taking Shahada immediately?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And because you told me that it took you 2 years to become to practice.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yes. No, the first Ramadan, I didn't know anything about Ramadan.
Okay.
I took my Shahada in 2004.
Right.
And I had never seen a Muslim, never once seen a Muslim. So I didn't know anything about Islam. I didn't know,
So how did you embrace Islam, brother?
I read
Subhanallah, this is amazing. You embraced Islam without seeing or
No. I didn't. I had never
or
seen
having
a Muslim,
friends or anything.
No. But before I was a Muslim, I used to read a lot in the Bible and the Torah and any kind of holy book actually that I could get my hands on. I liked the idea of. I believed in Allah Azza wa Jal. Of course, I didn't know His name to be Allah. In the Bible, of course, they took the name Allah out, but it was in there. They found a book from World War II. At the time when Hitler was burning the books and stuff like that. But some of the people saved their books. They had them downstairs or whatever. But they discovered one of the books, and in that book, the name of Allah was in that book. The name of the Prophet alayhi salam was in that book. So they took these things out. But there's no name for Allah. There's just Lord, God. In the Bible. So that's all.
So when you fasted for the first time, was it difficult for you, or did you find it manageable?
No. Alhamdulillah, I found out about fasting from Dawood alayhi salam. So like I said, I read the books. I knew about he would saw him. He loved fasting. That was a part of his ibadah and a part of his tawbah as well. I knew about fasting, but I didn't know, But actually, even I knew about the 40 days, but I didn't know it was a name. I didn't know it had a name, Ramadan, because in the Bible also they talked about Musa alayhi salam and how he was away for 40 days. They say 40. It wasn't just 30. It was 40 days. But that's understandable because 10 days after, or what is it, like 6 days after Ramadan, we fast another.
Yes, the Shawwal, the 6 white days they call
yes.
it? Shawwal.
So if he saw him those 6 days and maybe like 4 days before Ramadan or something like that, it'd be easily 40 days, So it was in the Bible also. So Ramadan, of course, they never name it Ramadan to admit that Musa alayhi salam was Muslim. They don't want to put the two together.
Now, Brother Mustafa, how are you different in Ramadan compared to other months?
Well, actually, I'm trying to do something new this month. I had received a little information. Someone was telling me that a better thing for us to do, if we want to be good for Ramadan, is to leave off our bad deeds or sins and stuff like that in this month. So we begin now. So maybe if you're doing anything, something that that you ought not to do, don't wait until Ramadan. You leave it off before Ramadan. That way, by the time Ramadan is here, it's easier. You've already left it. So you can focus on your ibadah.
So obviously, Sha'ban is a great opportunity to start getting ready for Ramadan. What do you do specifically, and what do you advise concerning Sha'ban, practices Sha'ban, so we get ready for Ramadan?
Okay, well, I personally, I've been trying to turn up my ibadah. I've been trying to do more. There's a hadith. I do apologize. I don't know it exactly, but I know, like if you pray two rak'ah, Sali two rak'ah after Maghrib, and then 2 more after Isha, and then 2 after Fajr, and then 4 before Dhuhr, and 2 after. There'll be a bait. There's a house built for you in Jannah. Okay, so
you're talking about Sunan here, the Sunnah,
yes,
the prayers, the Sunnah prayers.
Yes, the Sunnah prayers. Yes, exactly. Yes. So if you do the Sunnah prayers, there'll be a bait.
There's Sunnah prayers for the 5 prayers. Yes.
Yes, for the 5. Yes, but actually, there's only for 4. There's Sunnah for Fajr, for Dhuhr, for Maghrib, and Isha. There is none for Asr.
I believe there is for Asr.
No.
Sunnah for us before Asr.
No, but that's like the Tahajjud al-Masjid. What is it? When you first get into the masjid, you pray.
Well, I want to leave that at the moment, Brother Mustafa. Allow us to get in some
phone calls?
Facebook messages and comments that we got.
Okay.
And comment on them as we get ourselves ready for the holy month of Ramadan. Brother Kareem says, use the month of Ramadan as much as possible to strengthen the relationship with the Book of Allah by reading, reflecting on, and acting upon the Quran. Beautiful message, Brother Kareem. Thank you very much. Using the month to strengthen the relationship with the Book of Allah, and after all, what are we and what without the Holy Quran? Then Ilham Inspiration says the most important thing, in my opinion, is to forget about something called TV series. Very important there. Just remove them from your schedule. Leave the series that are not beneficial and that the idiot box increases them in Ramadan, just to divert our attention from worshipping Allah. A very important message there. Thank you very much. And we have Sister Wafa Hafiz saying, I think the most important thing is to know how to manage your time. So managing the time. First of all, we have a time table, a time for each act of worship. Reciting Quran, making dhikr, praying, for instance. It's enough to say I want to read much more of Quran. I have to be specific how much, 1 juz to more. Then when after Fajr, before Maghrib, etc. This is what I've learned to do a few years ago from Dr. Muhammad Salah, and I'm going to do it also this year, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sister Wafa. Beautiful message. We will we'll read more of the messages as we go along, and as you can see, Brother Mustafa, our viewers really have great advices.
Yes,
and they really let's take them one by one. Brother Kareem had said, strengthen the relationship with the Book of Allah.
Yes.
And I guess that is it should be our priority in Ramadan.
Yes, I mean, but you know, one thing that makes, and I mean, I apologize to say, but us as a Muslim, this Muslim Ummah, we're weak because we have left the Quran. You know, the very first the very first command that Allah Azza wa Jal said was Iqra. Okay, so I mean, if you reflect on that alone, you would see the weight of knowledge. You know, and I mean, there's no better knowledge than what Allah has, and He presented that knowledge in the Quran. So you know, how could we as Muslims leave such a treasure? You know.
Allow me, Brother Mustafa, before we proceed with the talk about strengthening the relationship with the Book of Allah, as our dear viewer, Brother Kareem, had sent in his message to tell you, yes, you are correct. There is no, it's sunnah for Asr, or it's not of the Sunan al-Rawatib, but the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam had also said, Rahimallahu imra'an salla arba'an qabla al-Asr. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam had advised that we would pray 4 rak'ahs before Asr, 2 separate rak'ahs, and then 2 separate rak'ahs. But you are correct; it's not part of the sunan, the sunan for the prayers, for the 5 prayers. Thank you, and we had to clear that out. And I said I was not sure. I was just we were checking, and we got really the information we needed from our team here in the program. Thank you very much, Brother Ibrahim Ashur. Now, Brother Mustafa, when we say strengthening the relationship with the Book of Allah, it could be via reading, it could be via memorizing, it could be via listening, it could be via reading tafsir, explanations for the ayat, it could be by ta'ammul, trying to think about each and every ayah and all the meanings, and feel them in your heart, and it could be by trying to act accordingly to the instructions Allah revealed to us via Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Holy Quran, and to act by to do the halal and to stay away from the haram and so on. So talk to us about this, the issue of strengthening the relationship with the Book of Allah, because that's a huge topic, and I guess if we just focus on that, as Brother Kareem said in his message during Ramadan, we'll be more than fine.
Oh, inshallah, inshallah. But yeah, you know, this is we understand that there's for each harf, you know, there's a hasanat, or is it 1 hasanat or 10?
For each harf there is a hasana, and then Allah yudaifu liman yasha. It could be 10, and it could be 700, and it could be 700 billion. I mean, Allah yudaifu liman yasha.
Yes. So for this, I mean, you know, I guess it depends on the person's iman. You know, like if you,
because alif harf, lam harf, mim harf.
Yes.
wal hasanatu bi ashri amthaliha. And each hasana is worth 10. Allah gives us 10 for hasanas for each one. Wallahu yudaifu liman yasha.
Subhanallah. So I mean, like if you know, unfortunately, we've been blinded by this dunya. You know, we believe in what we can see. You know, and you know, it's just not like that with our belief in Allah Azza wa Jal and following the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Everything is not in front of us. You know, there's things that go on that we can't see. You know, like this. Where are these 10 hasanat? You know, is it like $10? Is it like, you know, 10 pounds? You know, we can't see it, but yes, it's as real as anything that we know,
Yes.
and we can depend on it because Allah Azza wa Jal says it, So if anything, sadaqallah, So if He said that He would do it, then you best believe that it's
Alhamdulillah, of course.
It's better than money in the bank.
SubhanAllah, definitely. Brother Mustafa, Allah, and dear brothers and sisters, allow us now to take in Sheikh Zaid Al-Ansari, renowned Islamic da'iyah and regular contributor to Huda TV program, especially at Family Issues, with us. Thank you very much, Sheikh Zaid, for giving us your time. Barakallahu feekum, jazakumullahu khairan. The floor is yours. How do we get ourselves ready for Ramadan? How do you get our families ready for Ramadan during Sha'ban, Sheikh? Sheikh Zaid, are you with us? Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh Zaid, are you with us? All right. We'll take a break now and we'll get reconnected, inshallah, to Sheikh Zaid Al-Ansari. We'll be back, dear brothers and sisters, with Brother Mustafa Moore here in the studio, still talking about how to get ourselves and our families prepared for Ramadan. We do thank you for the Facebook messages you sent, and we'll be reading out more of them. And you just saw that, you just told us in those messages really things that that are much better than we had prepared here. So we do thank you for that. Please do stay with us, dear brothers and sisters. We'll be back momentarily, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Never alone. You are never alone. You are never alone.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we get reconnected to Sheikh Zaid, let's read some more of your Facebook messages, dear brothers and sisters, and have Brother Mustafa Moore here in the studio comment on them. Let's watch together now and look together at some of these messages. We have Ar-Rajia Rahmatullah, and we have reflect and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Simone, and then Halima. Halima says, Ya Allah, lead us to the right, Ameen. And then Abba Jibreel Mahmoud says, I will perform Umrah and do my Ittiqaf at Medina at the Prophet's Mosque, and also have Khatma of Quran during the month. And then Sister Amira says, Assalamu alaikum, I want you to discuss the importance of Tahajjud. Thank you very much, Sister Amira, for that. So Tahajjud, indeed, a very important topic there. And then Vikar says, Assalamu alaikum, in Ramadan, how can we use more time in reciting Quran and supplication and spend less time in the kitchen? Less time in the kitchen. That's also a very nice message. We'll comment on them when we get first and read more of the messages after we get with us now Sheikh Zaid Al-Ansari, renowned Islamic da'iyah. Thank you very much, Sheikh Zaid. Jazakumullahu khairan. Please tell us, how do we best prepare ourselves for Ramadan during Sha'ban and best prepare our families, Sheikh?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Bismillah wa alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. You know, one of the most important things I believe is for us to understand that the way to begin to prepare ourselves for Ramadan is to think about Ramadan as a hadafa, as a goal, and a asbab, and a means. A lot of times, you know, we think about Ramadan as a goal. And for 30 days, we are very deliberate in achieving the goal. And after the 30 days, it's finished. Because we don't look at it as a tool and a means to improve ourselves. So one of the things that we should, I believe, and I'm giving myself advice first, that we should start doing now is use our ability to see Ramadan in terms of its benefits as not just a activity, but as a tool.
Yes.
That will do what? It should help us increase and purify our intention during the rest of the year to have better iman, to have a more consistent way that we practice the ibadah that we practice so often during Ramadan. It should help us uproot our bad habits and replant our good habits.
Right.
And these are habits of the limbs, speech, and the heart. So we should really join these two elements together. Ramadan as a goal and a means. It is the goal to receive the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He's accepting our fasting and our standing and our charity and our good deeds, and we will get rewarded for this in this life and in the hereafter, inshallah. But it's also a means for us to improve ourselves for the other 330 some days in the year.
Right.
We should use this as a tool, inshallah.
Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh Zaid. As always, for your fruitful input and for your time. Jazakumullahu khairan. Sheikh Zaid al-Ansari, renowned Islamic Da'iyah. Very important point. Ramadan as a goal and as a means, as a goal and as a tool, Brother Mustafa. Very important points there. And we say goal, yes, you want to
do the best you can in Ramadan.
Yeah. And because simply if you do it right, and if your intention, if your niyyah is khalisa liwajhillahi ta'ala, and then if you're lucky enough and Allah accepts your worship, then this could mean Jannah for you, subhanAllah.
Without a doubt it would mean Jannah, because Allah doesn't accept anything from anyone but the Salihin. So if He accepts it, then you're in Jannah, you know, inshallah.
SubhanAllah. And save ourselves from the hellfire. And as a means, Ameen. And as a means, because indeed you could, as you mentioned earlier, when you said I try to get rid bit by bit of my bad habits before Ramadan, or work on some fine tuning here and there, because it can help you. It can help you for the rest of the year, because most of us, you know, focus during Ramadan and then, you know, forget.
Leave it off, you know. But I mean, that's a mistake, you know, and you know, all over the world, you know, the Muslims are suffering, and the largest part of that suffering is due to ignorance, you know, and could I say non-steadfastness? You know, they're not remaining steadfast on the deen. You know, so I mean, like you said, you know, if we use this as a means, you know, to improve ourselves, then, you know, inshallah we'll be like, you know, the Muslim force of the past, you know, where people feared Muslims, feared to cross Muslims, feared to, you know, to say anything wrong to Muslims, or to act inappropriately to the Muslims, you know, because they feared their power. But now, you know.
Barakallahu fikum, Sheikh Zaid. Ramadan as a goal and as a means. Back to the Facebook comments. We, of course, we can never talk enough about strengthening the relationship with the Book of Allah.
Yes.
But we mentioned, I mean, that you could read, you could memorize, you could listen, you could read tafsir, you could try to act as much as you can accordingly, and you could take the path of tafakkur and ta'ammul. We had a very nice also message that talked about stay away from the TV series, stay away from the stupid TV programs, stay away from that stuff that wastes your time. So your comment on that?
Well, I can't comment too much on that, because I don't have a TV in my home, because
so you don't watch Huda TV then?
No.
You can watch it online.
Online, yeah. You see it online, you know. Yeah. But before Islam, you know, I was the TV man, you know. I mean, I was just like stuck to the television.
So you know how much it wastes time.
Oh my gracious, man! You know, and you think that you're benefiting from this box.
Wastes time, it wastes energy, and I guess it decreases the IQ as well. I'm not sure, but this is what I believe.
Yeah, well, you know, the TV takes more than it gives. You know, so you know, like now, like a lot of the children are suffering from memory deprivation. You know, this is because they spend countless amount of hours in front of the television and the computer.
And obesity, because they keep eating while popcorn and stuff when watching TV.
You know, like they're not being active. You know, and they're just giving all of this energy to this box that's not giving anything back. You know, so once I realized that was going on for myself, I left it. You know, you know.
And of course, if you watch some, you know, harmful TV series during the fasting period.
Oh, you're fasting for nothing.
Yeah, you could be losing your your thawab. And if you do it after, then you might be losing taraweeh or losing tahajjud or losing time to you know, to do something more useful, visit relatives or
yes. Surah Rahim.
Right.
Yes. So I mean, you know, there's the time. The time is too short, you know, to play around. You know, if you feel like you have to watch television, you know, may Allah grant you strength. But I mean, try to do this.
You could watch religiously oriented
shows. Yes. I mean, that of course that's better, you know, but at least not during Ramadan, you know, like, you know, make that like a part of your sewing. You fast during the day from food, you know, maybe fast during the night from television, you know, and maybe this could be a means for you to leave the television off completely, or at least leave off the unbeneficial shows, you know, the stuff, the waste of time and stuff like that, you know, and you know, stick to the things that
because you don't want to get all those people working the TV business just to stay at home.
No. I mean, you know, I know that there's beneficial television. You know, I just, you know, just for myself and you know, my family, I don't want that influence. You know.
Right, but of course, religiously oriented program. If you're talking about the news, that's different from the TV series. The message was, we have new Facebook messages that we just received instantly. We want to comment on, and we also have very important, messages that we received earlier that we want to comment on also. Kurdish boy says, I'm from Kurdistan, Iraq now. Whether it's hot like 44 or 45 degrees Celsius, but inshallah I'm be fasting, and I'm fasting and read Quran to Allah, to God, more dhikr to God. Help me for not during the hot weather. Ameen, Kurdish boy, thank you very much. Jazakallah khairan. Sister Fatima Sisei says, planning to make it the best of the previous Ramadans I've witnessed.
Before,
yeah. You see, I'm not good in this. What do they call it?
I don't know the name of it. Yeah, but I mean,
the internet English or the Facebook English.
Yeah, it's very common.
Before, okay, yes, before, yeah. So as to be, okay, I got it. So as to be in, my kids would read it better than me, by the way, in the list of Allah's favored by the end, inshallah. Ameen. Allah guide whom He wills to the right path. All right. Thank you very much, Sister Fatima. Barakallahu fiki. And may Allah accept your dua and ours. Ameen. Brother Muhammad Mustafa says, I intend for Ramadan, inshallah, to save parts of the Quran, so I ask Allah to protect us. So I guess he wants to memorize the parts of the Holy Quran. May Allah give you the strength. Calm Life says, read the Quran with many, mention God, and go to the mosque, and the increase in love with the people and the kindness with animals and plants. Barakallahu fi. Brother, and next week, inshallah, we'll be taking more and more of your comments, dear brothers and sisters. They are so nice, they're so useful, and I'm sure each one of us is helping the other here with the ideas. Let's go through some of the very important messages that we received.
Okay.
We talked about strengthening the relationship with the Book of Allah. We talked about the TV series, staying away from it. There was that message also that talked about managing time.
Oh,
and
yes.
the sister that said she learned this from Huda TV's Dr. Muhammad Salah. Yes. Managing the time, this is very important, isn't it?
Oh, it's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential. I mean,
you can have a schedule. You can have a daily schedule. Like
yes,
you have those 30 minutes, for instance, after Fajr, you read Quran. 30 minutes after Asr, you do that, and so on.
Well, you know, like if you pray Fajr on time, there's a nice window before Shurut, before you pray Shurut. You could do all kinds of things within that time. So I mean, you could read the Quran, and you could maybe read some tafsir. And I mean, actually, it's a very good ibadah. You know, to
and there's a lot of thawab there.
Yes, yes.
There's something like doing umrah and doing thawabs like umrah.
Not just doing umrah. It's like having an umrah with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Okay, so if you mention dhikr Allah from after Fajr up until Shurut, it's like of course you have to wait like 15. Anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes after the sun starts to rise, and then you make your 2 rak'ah or you know 2 4 however many rak'ah. You get the edger of making as if you made Umrah with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Yeah. So I mean, who you know who would want to give up something like that?
Yeah, miss out on that.
Yeah.
Now there's also that message. I think it was Sister Amira that talked about tahajjud. I want to talk about tahajjud and taraweeh.
Yes.
Because naturally they are different. So the importance of both of them.
Okay.
Taraweeh and tahajjud in Ramadan.
Yeah.
There are big traits of the Holy Month.
Yeah. I know, like for Ramadan, try to find a big masjid for tahajjud, and it's, to me, I believe it's easier if you can find a sheikh with a nice voice. You know, if you can find one with a nice voice and he makes it
stick to him.
Yes. You know, it's easy. You know, you're sitting there, you're thinking.
You're enjoying every second.
Yeah,
right.
you know. So I think that's easier. And I know, like you know, they have some also where the reciter reads very fast. You know, but yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the person. You know. But I know, like me myself, sometimes I don't want to stand, you know, for 2.5 hours. You know,
right.
That's kind of hard, you know. But you know, so I try to, you know, maybe here and there, you know, try to go to different masjids and stuff like that.
And subhanallah, the issue of a nice voice is so relative, because I mean, you could have worshippers disagree on whether that sheikh or this sheikh has a better voice or a stronger voice, or a more natural voice, or a nicer voice, or one with khushu, or one with reading with understanding, because some people don't really have great voices, but they read with, you know, khushu. They give you this so it's relative, I guess.
Oh, without a doubt, you know. A person, if they have true khushu', they don't have to have a nice voice. You know, you can feel it in your heart. You know, like, wow, you know, this person knows something. You know, so I mean, it's, you know, but I mean, if you feel comfortable with the sheikh, I mean, I would say, you know, stick to him, stick with him, and you know, but don't miss the tahajjud prayers. You know.
Indeed, and I guess that has to do again with the management of time. That
I mean, Ramadan is, you know, like
have a schedule, have a
you know, if maybe if
a routine, a daily routine.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, if you can see it a different way, you understand? Like, focus on, like, the fact that Allah Azza wa Jal gives you a year. He gives you the complete year. You understand? He allows you to do what you want to do the whole year long, okay? And to ask you to dedicate 1 month out of that year, you know, I mean, that's like, you know, that's like someone giving you $1 million and just telling you, you know, give 100,000
for 1 month. And
give 100,000 out of this million as charity. Okay, so I mean, if you can see it like that, inshallah, you'll be thankful. Like, subhanallah, Allah is giving me this whole year. I can do the best that I can do for this month. I will do whatever it takes, and the thing is, we can't benefit Allah anything. Anything that we do is a benefit for us.
Indeed.
So the more that we do is the better for us, So I mean, this deen is subhanallah, man.
Yes, we are the fuqara and we are the poor. And
oh, without a doubt, Allah, Ghani, yes, Ghani.
Less time in the kitchen. I really like that message. This V-car.
Yeah.
Please stay away from here.
Yes.
Or getting your bellies, full and
yes,
stuff.
Yes.
So it's not healthy.
No.
So we have also to focus on that.
Yes, a friend of mine, he told me something very interesting. He said that during the month of Ramadan, because we're sowing like we are, your body has like natural defense systems, and one of the things that it does is your brain says, okay, there's something wrong. Okay, we're not getting the food that we normally get. Okay, so they shut off, your body shuts off the fat burning system. Okay, so if you sit there and stuff yourself, that food is going to sit on you. It's not going to go like normal. Your body is amazing. So alhamdulillah from Allah Azza wa Jal. So you can eat small amounts of food and it will sustain you.
Indeed, and it can be delicious as well. It doesn't have to be too much
overwhelming.
Yeah, indeed. The mosque, there was also a message that mentioned the importance going to the mosque, because I guess,
yes,
of course, you should go to the mosque the 12 months,
yes,
the 365 or 66 days.
Yes,
but during Ramadan, the mosque has a very, very, very special taste, and without it, I mean, it's.
I don't see how people can really value Ramadan and not spend their time in the masjid. But. Me myself, I try to make every salat in the masjid. Of course, I can't make them all. Unfortunately, I can't make them all. But I
hope that you and our viewers can, inshallah.
Oh yes, but the thing is, it's on you, and I mean, from what I understand, the very first thing that we'll be questioned about when we stand before Allah Azza wa Jal is the prayer. So I mean, if and another thing that I heard, that I read actually, if your prayers are in order, then you may
everything else is okay.
Everything is okay. So that means you may win Jannah. And I remember there was a hadith. One man asked the Prophet. He said, if I only pray 5 prayers every day, every salat, can I make it in the Jannah? And the Prophet ﷺ said yes. Okay, so this is telling you the strength, and it was a order upon the male to pray in the masjid. So I mean, it's all for you. You know what I'm saying? We Allah Azza wa Jal is fine. He's fine. So
Allahu Akbar. Thank you very much, Brother Mustafa Moore. It's been a pleasure, and we hope to wish you a successful Ramadan, inshaAllah. And Barakallahu feek, Brother Mustafa. And we wish you also, dear brothers and sisters, all of you, one of the best Ramadans ever, inshaAllah. We do thank you for all your messages. We do thank also Sheikh Zaid al-Ansari, who told us that Ramadan should be a goal and a means. And we do thank all of you. And please do continue to contact us via our Facebook account. We'll be waiting for more of your messages, and we'll be talking, inshallah, in the upcoming episode as well, about Ramadan, and as we get nearer and closer to this greatest holy month. Thank you for watching Family Issues. Please join us again same time next week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Never alone, you are never alone. Through sorrow and through grief, through happiness and peace, you are never alone. So now, as you long for your past, prepare for your future, but knowing nothing's gonna last. You see, this life is but a road, a straight and narrow path to our final abode. Travel well, O Muslim, and paradise will be your home. And always remember that you are never alone.